CTV family. Catch us live on your TV screen.
Catch us live on your TV screens. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is after 4 o'clock. So already you know that you are watching Ekse Live, your favorite youth show in the motherland. Because we are the biggest, the baddest, and the most hip and happening show, as I said, in the motherland. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're sitting with the man that opened the show. I'm talking about none other than Sindile Ngabula, who is a social worker, a minister leader of the Youth Association at his church, an underground poet, performer, Angels of Poetry member, and Saints manager. I am struggling to go through everything because this man is doing so much. But let us introduce him to the show. Thank you so much for coming through, Sindile, and welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you for the way you opened the show. I'm a lover of poetry, so this is extremely exciting for me. So let's start with you.
Yeah.
Who are you? And as I've already mentioned that you're a poet, but tell us how it all started.
So my poetry journey actually began after I took over my sister's group. She had a dance group in which she managed back in Port Elizabeth, now known as Ngabula. So after that, I started discovering that Gina has a gift in terms of writing poetry. But at university, then I started performing poetry. There was a time at university where I wanted to quit, but my pride and my dreams just wouldn't let me. And then the pen and paper just became my way of just shutting down the world and focusing on what I had to do.
Yeah.
So I started there performing. That's where my poetry journey then started.
Yeah. So talking about your poetry journey, you know, when I was going through your bio, and even now that I've mentioned you are an underground poet, please explain to us what is that?
So an underground poet as a person that actually mainly deals with actually organizes events and deal with community development. So we do not aspire to be one of those poets who are well known, whose work is much expensive out there, but we want to keep it in the community, develop the poets, develop the musician within the community itself. So we call it underground poets because that's what we are.
Yeah.
We don't want to be in the mainstream media. We don't want to release EPs. We don't want to travel abroad and have our message be listened to that person and that person. But we just want to keep it down and low and have our message just go through the community and service our people in that manner.
Yeah. So you want to tell me that under no circumstances do you aspire to travel abroad and have people listen to your poems, and why is that specific?
Look, I think it depends on the intentions of the person. I do not look to make a career out of poetry.
Okay.
It is something that I do as a passion, and I also want to call it a calling as well.
Okay.
So for me, I take it as if I am preaching to the public and I am preaching to whomever can listen to me at that time. So I'm not looking to make a career out of it. If I wanted to be in the mainstream media, then I will be looking to make a career out of it, releasing albums, publishing books after books after books. I do aspire to travel abroad, but it's not something that I will be disappointed if it doesn't happen.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, I'm happy as it is that whomever gets to hear me live and whoever is in the audience at that time then can take a message out of what I'm saying.
Now let's look into your past, where you come from. Do you come from a family and a background of like a literature family where your parents are also like visual poets, not visual poets, but who did spoken poetry and stuff like that? Okanye, is this something that when you discovered on your own, you're like, hey man, dim dead kaya onje and no one else really is into poetry?
I actually come from a religious and virtuous family. Everyone at home is actually an associated member of some church of some sort. So my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, my uncles were all churchgoers. In that, I discovered the art of preaching while I was still younger. So I could deal with the audience, if I may put it that way, in the congregation itself. So from then on, I took that gift of being able to stand in front of people and share the word of God, and I just tweaked it a little bit and wrote my own words. And so, hence I'm saying that when I stand in front of people, I take it as if I am preaching to the audience itself.
Yeah, that's amazing,
Yeah.
man. That's another way of looking at it, yes. Because now that you mention it, it's actually quite similar and quite the same. Because going to athethe that as the same way as a poet would do.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now,
yeah.
as I've mentioned, you are a social worker. You're also a leader at the ministry at your church. You are managing poets. You're also a member of a poetry in motion club happening. How do you find the time to sit down and write your own poetry?
Look, as the saying goes, "Sawulala xa sifile." We only have time to rest when we are dead. For now, we just have to make time. We just have to make time. One of the people who believe that sleeping is just a waste of time. There's a lot that we can do in those hours that you are sleeping with. Look, we have to make time. We have to find time for things that we think that are progressive in our lives. We're not going to be in this stage of development forever. We're going to grow old. At that time, when we look back in our lives, we need to actually say that, look, I've done something with my life. You need not to have regrets. And I'm a kind of a person, when I'm into something, I give my full heart, my full soul, and my attention to it, so that when I do it, I master it, not just do it for the sake of other people doing it. So in terms of writing, I kind of look what is out there, but mostly I tend to write things that I do experiment with. Look, social work in terms of my profession is a poet's platform in terms of material, but I tend not to associate myself with my work, especially when I'm at home. So I will take things that I am going through, and turn them into those soul notes that everyone can relate to, and someone that can actually learn a lesson upon them.
Okay. Now, before we end this interview, right? Because is not a thing. Three of your favorite poets of all time, be it Xhosa or Ghanaian international poet. Quick. Three of your favorite.
The first poet that I got acquainted to or get to know was Ngabula. And then there's Sisulubu Mashile. And then there's Utatu Don Matera. Those are political activists and also social activists. The message in their poems is more powerful and is relevant than it is relevant today as it was then.
And then now, quick. Give us a sentence that's going to rhyme with think. 2 sentences.
Think. We'll go with bank. We'll go with sunk as well.
Okay. Paper.
Scissors. Or something that
rhymes.
Oh, pepper. And
Paper, Budwam.
And then pepper.
Okay.
Salt and pepper.
Okay. That's how we're going to end this interview. And guys, I could have done for coming through. You are still watching Ekse here at CTV channel 263. Thank you so much, as I've already mentioned. Now we're going to quickly go to Mr. Maluleka, sir, and hear what he has to say. But you do not touch that remote, because after him, we'll be quick back. See you soon. Mwah.
Welcome to the show. The name of the show is still Ekse on Pt.2 on DSTV channel 263. Today on the show, we're talking nothing but fashion. We have great guests who are here to talk about fashion. They'll be guiding you, inspiring and empowering you, and let you know anything that you have to know about fashion. We have the guys from Street Code, which is a clothing brand from Soweto. We also have a lady by the name of Sindile, who is the founder and designer of the shoe brand called Ekse, that's based in Soweto as well. So guys, stay tuned and be ready for more information and empowerment. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to the show. You're still with me, Mr. Maluleka, South Africa's multi-award-winning business development coach, accredited investment practitioner and business rescuer. As you know, the fashion industry is a dog-eat-the-dog world, and where people are giving up on their dreams because it's overcrowded there in the fashion industry. But two young men from Soweto, they never give up on their dream, on their passion. They're still pushing, they're still rolling. Today on the show, I have none other than Tumi Soweto, who's the founder and director or the co-founder of a clothing brand called Street Code. Sir, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being part of the show.
Oh, you're welcome. And sir, can you kindly introduce your brand to our beautiful audience out there? Tell us more about your brand, how it started, where's the passion, the inspiration from?
Yeah, okay. Street Code is a proudly South African brand, mainly from Soweto, with some elements of the street culture.
Yeah.
And it was founded in 2014.
Yes.
Yeah, so we just found the shop last year, 2020.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so it's been a long journey.
Okay. So now since you have started, this is your only branch.
This is the only branch.
So when are you branching out? When are you opening other branches, and where are you looking at opening those branches?
Obviously, like as soon as we get like capital.
Yes.
We're still building, and I've given up so many times. So like this is just like the beginning of new things. We just found a shop last year, so it's just our first year, like 3 months in.
Okay.
So as soon as we start,
Yes.
getting more merch, getting more capital, and then that's when we start talking about branching out and doing other stuff. Because at the same time as well, rent can be,
Yes.
so
yes.
we still like we turn a garage into a pop-up store.
So that's
That's the whole concept. So as soon as the brand starts getting bigger, that's when we'll start,
Okay, so I see different types of clothing here. You have caps, you have nice t-shirts, you have shoes. What other dress code do you have here? Do you do formal clothing? Do you do sports, or is just t-shirt and caps?
Okay. It's mainly because of it's a streetwear brand. So hence we started with t-shirts and caps.
Yes.
However, we do source sneakers from Converse,
Okay.
and we got exclusives, as you can see.
Yes.
So basically that's what we do, like printed t-shirt, caps.
I say, as you mentioned, that the only challenge we had was capital. So now I want you to take us through the challenges that you faced along the way, and how did you manage to solve those challenges or win over them?
Okay, cool. The first challenges were able to like financially. The product when I started, it was more of a hand-to-mouth type thing.
Yes.
And then like you don't have stock. People pay you like later on. So those challenges they were just giving me problems. And then when we started the shop, obviously a friend of ours helped us out in terms of investment.
Yes.
So we did the shop, and the challenge now I'm getting is production, because now everybody's just loving the t-shirts,
they love this
the whole brand, like the shop, the feel of the shop. So I'm just challenged with production and high quality product.
Yes.
That's my challenge, you know what I mean, and able to feed.
Yes.
You know what I mean, like the masses. And we just got a website as well.
Wow, it's great.
You know what I mean? So there's progress, but at the same time, there's still challenges. Internally, in terms of marketing as well, we do have challenge with that.
Okay.
But we're still dealing with social media. But in terms of like externally going out, billboards away, you know what I mean? Like, but that's something that's gonna come through as time goes by.
Yes.
But for now, mainly it's just production, having to just make our own clothes at our own time.
So another thing that most people were complaining about, mostly on social media, is that local brand owners, they just buy a t-shirt, take whatever image or whatever. Someone can just buy a plain t-shirt, take a chicken and put it on the t-shirt and sell it for 1,000 rand, and bundling their prices. Like prices are abnormal. So now how market related are your prices?
Well, we do have, because we also try and provide a quality product, as I said earlier on. Like the reason why they're complaining is because of we don't have industrial machines. So therefore we can't make our own t-shirts from scratch. So therefore I have to go buy from a wholesaler and have, you know what I mean? but covering that, we try to provide the best quality t-shirts, and we work with the best production guys. So in terms of providing, the best material. So hence I was saying I need production on my side, so I can able to fulfill the customers' needs.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, no, I get the point, my brother. So where to from here?
From here, we have a lot of projects coming. We also related to the music as well, into the arts. We work with artists, as well as producers, musical producers, there's rappers, there's DJs, you know what I mean? So we will always try and push the culture forward. So this is just the first in the beginning of new beauty things, but obviously we want to branch out globally. You know what I mean? I need to find people in the USA, and then, you know what I mean? I don't want to just limit myself here, so it's,
Alright guys, don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more information, more content by the Still Cook guys. Remember, don't touch the remote. Stay where you are. We're coming back after the break. Thank you.
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screen.